So all you had to do on number 17 was write the equation. I had in the directions originally to solve the equation, but we're not going to, and it shouldn't say that on your paper. So that's all we're going to do for number 18 is to write the verbal sentence. Okay. 33 less than. There's another less than. Remember, it's backwards, so actually 33 is going to come after the subtraction sign. 33 less than 4 times a number. Remember, a number is just a variable. This time we can use y, just to change it up a little. So 4 times a number, 4 times y is going to come in front. Okay, and you can use any variable that you want to. Is equal to, so I have my equal to sign, is equal to -5 more than, which means to add, the quotient. You know that means to divide. The quotient of what? The number, y, and 2. So the quotient of y and 2. Okay, that's it. That's all you have to do. Let's go to the next page. So on these directions, we have tell whether the given number is a solution to the inequality. So now we've changed from equations to inequalities. And these are a little bit easier. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this inequality and I'm just going to plug in 0 for that x. Okay. So I have -6 is less than -20 plus 0 minus 4. So I have -6 is less than -20 plus 0 is just -20. And then that minus 4 will give us -24. So what you have to do is you have to ask yourself, is -6 less than -24? And of course that's a no. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing for number 20 and number 21. Take this 9 and plug it in for x. -6 is less than -20 plus 9 minus 4. So I have -6 is less than -20 plus 9 is -11 minus 4. So it's -6 is less than -11 minus 4 is -15. Is that true? No. So, answer is no. For my last one, I'm going to plug in 20. -6 is less than -20 plus 20 minus 4. So -20 plus 20 is 0 minus 4. And 0 minus 4 is just -4. So is -6 less than -4? Yes. Okay. And for number 22 and 23, our directions are just to write the verbal sentence. You do not have to solve, okay? Great if you did. You don't have to solve. Alright, so we have 7/10. Remember how to write 7/10 is just decimal 7 plus 5.3 plus a number. So plus a number could be any number, so we'll use a variable. We'll just use m this time, just to change it up. Is greater than or equal to, use your correct inequality symbol, greater than or equal to, -3.4. And we don't have to solve, so we're finished. Number 23, -3.75 plus a number. That could be anything, so I'll use n this time. Minus 7.56 is less than, so I'll just use less than, 35.4. Okay? Then number 24. Solve the inequality, graph your solution on a number line. Okay, so we have to graph every solution that we have on a number line. Let's start off, and I have 3 terms on one side, so I need to combine like terms. So 11 plus 17.56 will give me 28.56 plus x is less than or equal to -5.6. So what I want to do from here is just solve for x. So I'll take my positive 28.56 and subtract it from both sides. And I have x is less than or equal to it's going to give me negative 34.16. Since these had the same sign, you want to add and keep their sign. Okay. Over here I have a set of we have to graph our solution. So I have negative 34.16 in the middle. Over here I have negative 34.15 because they're negative numbers. And over here I have negative 34.17. I'm going to have a closed circle because I have an equal to right here, so I need a closed circle. And I'm going to shade this way to the left. The symbol literally tells you which way to point. Okay? Make sure your variable's in front when you read it. For number 25, I need to combine like terms right here. So 35 and 4600ths minus 22 and 4300ths will give me 13 and 300ths is greater than x plus 11.5. So I'll work on this side. I'll get rid of the 11.5 by subtracting 11.5. Remember if you subtract or add decimals by hand, you need to line up your decimal. So I have x left on the right side. And if you subtract those correctly, you should get 1.53. Now when you go to graph, you can either rewrite this or just read it backwards when you graph. Okay, if you flip it upside down, then you can see that x is less than 1.53. So you can rewrite it if you want, just to help you see it more clearly. Draw your number line and put at least 3 numbers on your number line. You're going to have the open circle, and we're going to shade to the left because we have a less than. Okay. For number 26, we've got some like terms over here on this side. So if you subtract correctly, you should get a negative number. Since they have opposite signs, you can subtract and take the sign of the larger number. So if you combine like terms right here, this should give you negative 36.43. If you can use your calculator, please do so on everything that you can, just to double check. Alright, so I'm ready to solve now. So I have a negative 36.43 over here. So to get rid of it, I'm just going to add. That gets rid of it here. So I have x left over here. These have opposite signs, so you can subtract and keep the sign of the larger number. Or if you have a calculator, please feel free to use that. I will get negative 53.28. Okay. Now to graph it, we want our variable in the front, so that actually reads x is greater than negative 53.28. Just remember to have your variable in the front whenever you graph. So I have negative 53.28. Label your number line correctly, so this should be 53.27 because they're negatives. Negative 53.29. I have an open, and we're going to shade to the right. Okay. For number 27, this is some more tell weather. So all this wants us to do is to plug my x in right here and then use order of operations. So I have negative 2.4 times x, my x is now negative 11, is that greater than negative 48? Alright, so negative 2.4 times 11 is going to give me positive 26.4. If you're doing this by hand, don't forget that when you multiply decimals, that since you had one digit behind the decimal in your problem, you should have one digit behind the decimal in your answer. Also, a negative times a negative will give you a positive. So I get 26.4 greater than negative 48. Is that true? Yes. So my answer is yes. Do the same thing over here. So I have negative 2.4 times 30 is greater than negative 48. Okay, you can either use your calculator or you can do this by hand. You should have one decimal place in your answer. If you do it by hand, you'll get 72.0 or I'm sorry, negative 72.0, which we can just write as negative 72, greater than negative 48. Is that true? No, because we're dealing with negatives. So negative 72 is actually less than negative 48. So my answer is no. And for the last one, I have negative 2.4 times 0 is greater than negative 48. Well, 0 times anything is just 0, greater than negative 48. Is that true? Yes. Okay. Last page.